Hey guys, it's LSuperSonicQ with section number 3 of my June month of drawings video series. So just to kind of clarify, the last section, section 2, that was a year-long art class that lasted from 2012 to 2013, like a regular school year. The stuff in this part is an art class from the 2011-2012 school year. However, it was only half a year, so it was only the beginning of 2012. Hope that kind of clarifies some things. So yeah, as I said, this is kind of more art from the early part of 2012 in the art class that I took then in school. So I'm kind of just going to show these off in any kind of random order. We don't have, I should say, it's not as extensive or, as, I guess, kind of large as the stuff in the previous section. However, I still wanted to give it some kind of credit and stuff, so I thought I'd kind of show what I have here. That's not to say that later on in the summer I might not do another kind of part where I show some of my other drawings or some other kind of special like projects and stuff, but for now this is what I have to show. So the first one that I want to show is actually a landscape, and it's this. So they're mountains. Yeah. The kind of project here was, I believe we started on, well, we had a really nice, this is like a really nice piece of paper, and we painted the whole thing green actually. And of course everybody in the class is like, green, but I can't work with a green background. But the whole point was to mix colors and kind of establish the relationships between, I guess, green and a bunch of different colors and stuff. So this is actually completely from a green background. I was able to make all these mountains and stuff with different shades. You can, there's some nice kind of like texturing, I guess, kind of different variations and stuff of color. Nothing to, I guess nothing that's really standing out, but just kind of a nice, basic, simple painting. This was actually one of 4 landscapes that we had. We were told to find 4 different ones, and this is the one I went with. I think it had a beach and some kind of, like, I guess, water horizon line, probably 2. But this is just one of them. This was the only one that we painted, but this is the one I went with. So I do like that. It's probably one of the few landscapes that I drew that I actually like to look at. So that was one. Here's another one. This was actually an abstract, but I kind of made it into something. So, alright. We were told to take newspaper, rip it up into random pieces, and kind of assemble it just to kind of make a design. So, from what I remember, I did that and kind of made it into this just random shape. And how I wanted to color it in was to use a bunch of different, use some pencil for some sections, use some, I guess maybe that's, I don't know, that's probably maybe charcoal or something. Use some pastels for another section. I kind of just made this kind of random design. However, as I was drawing it and as I was making it, I'm like, nah, this definitely looks like something. This definitely looks like Zekrom. So honestly, with that in mind, I kind of kept the different variations of black and stuff to a bit of a minimum, just so I could kind of make it look like Zekrom. I put in a little red, right where his eye would be. I have that blue tip that he has on the back of that little thing on his head. And essentially, yeah, I turned this abstraction into Zekrom. I kind of like it though how I was able to do that. And also, just to kind of note on this piece itself, I added in a yellow outline all the way around. I think that makes this thing look so much better. And when it was hanging up in the hall, for some reason, I don't know, the yellow definitely gave it a kind of like a depth that I wasn't planning on, but I really like how that looks. Especially for an abstraction, and me who hates abstract stuff, I actually enjoyed this quite a bit, as I remember when I was making it. So that's that one. Kind of a trip down memory lane, all these paintings, pictures, drawings. The next one, actually, I don't know, once again with my confusion of kind of subject, or not subject, with kind of directions for the project, I guess what we were supposed to do was pick a location in the school and kind of use depth and stuff to kind of draw it. And I think from what I remember, the project was to kind of do that and then make, I guess, like add some kind of fantasy element. I think the example the teacher used was draw the lobby and then draw like a dragon in the lobby or something. But for some reason, I didn't comprehend that very well, and I kind of thought that we were. I don't think anybody honestly comprehended the project very well because everybody's was like different. But I think that was kind of what we were supposed to do. So I was kind of like drawing some stuff, and then for some reason, I thought that we were merely just kind of working on shading techniques and kind of I guess depth. So when it came down to the actual project, what I did was, I mean, obviously I used the same, type of pencil and stuff we were doing with this. I think it was like a charcoal pencil, maybe not. It was just some kind of extra thick lead pencil. I kind of wanted to do something like this, where I had the background, I had this lettering in the background, and then kind of I guess myself with, if you guys seen those pictures, like I want to say it's not like street art, but like you have all those kind of like clouds and arrows and like little like symbols like in color coming out of like a kind of black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of art style. So I wanted to kind of do that with all this stuff coming out of like my body, I guess, on this black and white background, like with the stuff in color. I thought that would be really cool, but for some reason, again, just kind of, well, aside from the fact that this thing took forever to do just as it is, again, I was kind of confusing myself with the project, and I kind of only got to this point. And then I kind of just said forget it, and I think I still get credit for this because it was actually the depth and stuff. So with both of these things combined, I guess I kind of completed the assignment. However, like I said, it was just kind of confusing, and I kind of confused myself. So the next stuff, oh, I guess I showed this one off. This is pretty nice, kind of, a little bit. It didn't really come out as good as I wanted it to, but we were working with printmaking, or we were printmaking, and I ended up doing this kind of idea that has kind of, I really don't know how to explain this, I guess. I'll definitely say this much though. This was loosely based off of kind of the Neon Trees picture show album. Kind of with, I mean, if you guys know like the album art and the album style, I kind of went for that, like kind of like, I guess, like a movie theater thing. I have this kind of thing up top and it says attractions. Kind of some curtains here, some random blue blurs, like a red carpet, I guess. And I wanted to have myself in the center, kind of with a tie and my sunglasses and stuff on. I don't really know why it didn't come out that good, or actually, now that I look at it, why the yellow of the background came out as good as it did. But I do remember it looked a lot better on the little plastic, not palette, whatever you call them, the plastic mat that we were putting the ink on, and then when it printed, it kind of didn't look as good, like I said. But I mean, you can still kind of make out the concept, I guess. Overall, it's a nice piece, and it does remind me how hard printmaking is and how good this actually looked when it was on, like the actual plastic. So that was that one. Here's a really nice one I actually like a lot. We were just kind of the next bit of these are kind of just experimentations and stuff, but some of them are really, really nice. So I thought I'd show them. This was, I forget what we were using. They're crayons that you put in the water, and they kind of, I guess they're like paint crayons you put in the water and then you draw with them. I forget what they were called. But we did that with those. We did this with those type of crayons, and I kind of just drew myself with this record down here and this blue flame and some red in the background. I kind of like that, especially for using the paint crayons we were using, which I forget the name. But that's a pretty nice kind of practice piece. Some more stuff we were doing with paints and stuff. Again, I forget what a lot of these are called. These were kind of really inky paints, I guess you could say. No, were they inky? No, they were really like liquid. I forget what they were called, but we were painting small little palettes with them, and we had to press them onto a piece of paper. So some of the ones I did, just to show them off, folia do, because why would I not do that? Although it's backwards, I think, because, yeah, I kind of messed that up in terms of the flipping of the image. I got the Foster the People Torches guy right here. I got a really nice one I actually like. The Foster the People kind of like paint logo thing. I kind of like that. And then, of course, I have Sonic kind of in one color and then Sonic in kind of a faint blue. But There are those two. This was mono printing, which is one color. You use, I guess, kind of like, you could use like Q-tips or whatever to get rid of some of the ink, so it kind of makes an image when you print it. I ended up doing Sonic like that. These next ones were, I believe they were just experimenting with watercolors. I think that's definitely all they were, was just experimenting with watercolors, figuring out how water on the page, like wetting the page and then using the watercolors worked. Kind of just how many different, I guess, kind of layers and stuff you could get with it. So some of these are kind of nice. I kind of want to show them off. This is the first one I did. I call it Color on the Walls, like Foster the People. I thought that would be really cool, kind of just to do that, paint splatter. This one, which is really nice, it goes from kind of being rough to really soft over here, in terms of visual texture, not actual texture, but that one's kind of nice. Kind of an explosion of color right here, this one. This one, which I'm almost positive I got the idea of the jagged shirt from Animal Crossing with the yellow and the blue kind of right there. For some reason, this random X and then just some purple on the sides. That one's not too bad. This one, which I had something going and then I kind of lost it, I think. I don't actually know what this is kind of supposed to be, but it's that. A warp pipe? Yes, because you need some type of Mario Sonic video game reference in this stuff, or I do anyway. That's why I keep drawing them amongst all this abstract stuff. This, which I think was another kind of Animal Crossing inspired like shirt pattern. Oh, what's that shirt called? Oh man, I can't remember what the name of the shirt is called, but it's that one with the yellow and the red kind of like, the yellow and the red squares, except this is kind of orange down here and it's kind of faded, but there's that one. This, which I have no idea what it is. I think that, yeah, I don't exactly know. Maybe it's supposed to go this way. That was a little too dark. This one, which is kind of just random. And then this one, which was supposed to be like kind of a close-up of my face and sunglasses, but some people in the class thought it was something else, which I got quite a laugh out of that when I was actually drawing it. And I think that's why it's kind of unfinished, because I kind of just stopped working on it, because after they said that, I'm like, Finally, the last thing I kind of have to show here is actually a sketch for a tile that we did. As I explained last time, with the whole kiln clay glaze thing, we were kind of making a tile, and we were gonna, make a tile. So we had to come up with a sketch for it. I actually do have the tile, however, it's just not here right now. But that actually isn't too bad, because it might actually inspire a later in the summer video in which I show some of my kind of, I guess, special works. So this was my idea for the tile. It was going to be a Pikmin-inspired tile with 3 Pikmin right there, Almer down there, flower, pellet thing, an egg right there, oh, a leaf, Bulblor, a bunch of enemies in the background. However, when I actually show you the tile, you'll notice it looks almost nothing like this. Close, but almost nothing. Then I just got some doodles on the side, because of course it's me, so why would I not doodle on the side? Yeah. So, that was kind of it for this stuff. I know that actually wasn't really a lot, but as I was kind of going through my different art projects and stuff, I kind of have a lot less than I thought. So that was kind of all I was going to show for this section. The next section as well, I don't actually know how much I'm going to show as well, because, again, I have a lot less than I thought. However, I'll still do one and show you guys kind of the recent stuff I've been working on, at least. And like I said, maybe in the summer, later on in the summer, the stuff that I either can't find now or decide not to show now, I'll make a special video for it later on. But again, kind of, I guess the main focus of this art stuff was kind of concentrated in the binder sketches and the art class from section 2, because that was stuff from this past year, and this stuff is kind of older, and I've kind of lost some of it. So, regardless, hope you enjoyed what you saw, and the next section, last section, section 4, will be up next. Thanks for watching. I'm LSuperSonicQ, Finn.